I spent days testing recruiting battles in College Football 26, and what I found will change how you think about recruiting. Most people are doing this completely wrong. In this video, I'll show you the factors that actually determine who wins and the secret behind recruiting battles. Okay, so we've all been there. You're locked in a recruiting battle, you have no idea what to do next. The game doesn't tell you, there's no tutorial, no clear strategy. EA sold this as a way to make recruiting more strategic, but players are more confused than ever. Some say use sway, others say schedule visits. Most just sit there and hope. After extensive testing though, I found out why everyone's confused, and it's because recruiting battles aren't what we think they are. Here's what I discovered. Recruiting battles aren't strategic showdowns. They're fairness mechanisms disguised as strategy. EA didn't create a new minigame. They created a system to prevent last-second timing luck from deciding recruitments. You see, in CFB 25 you could lose because your opponent had a visit scheduled that exact week. Now, even if they trigger the battle with a visit boost, you still get a chance to out-recruit them. But here's the key, you can only out-recruit them if you already had better recruiting infrastructure. The battle just reveals who built the better system all season long. The CFB community is full of confused players asking, what are you supposed to do in these situations? What are you supposed to do in these battles? The answer is simpler than you think. There are 5 factors at play, and I'm going to rank them from most important to least important. The number one factor that determines recruiting battle winners is recruiting hours per week. Let me prove it. I battled LSU for a 4-star edge. I had better pipelines, I force lost them on their visit, I tried every move in the book, but LSU still won. Why? Their head coach had Tier 4 master recruiter for defensive linemen, giving them 15 more recruiting hours than me. In this case, the battle was so tight it stayed locked until week 4 of transfer portal. There was never any movement during those transfer portal weeks. LSU was in first when the season ended, so they won the recruit. This is what happens when battles are that close. But more hours always beats better strategy. Think about it, if they're putting in 65 hours and you're putting in 50, they're getting way more recruiting influence every week. The battle just shows whose weekly gains are stronger. You can't fix a 15-hour gap with clever moves. By the way, I've compiled a complete database of every coach and coordinator with Tier 4 Elite Recruiter. You can grab that in the Dominate CFB Dynasty Discord. The link is in the description. Plus, we're always sharing new CFB 26 strategies and testing results in there. The second most important factor is deal breaker lockouts. This is the only thing that can instantly override the hour advantage. If your opponent can't meet a recruit's requirements, they automatically lose, no matter how many hours they have. I was fighting Georgia Tech for a running back who cared about championship contender. I checked Georgia Tech's school grade in the My School tab, and it was awfully close to being too low to meet his needs. That next week, it dipped down even further, and they got locked out automatically. I won without doing anything. This is the only guaranteed win condition in recruiting battles. Always check this first. You can do this for any school and for any deal breaker by going to the My School tab in recruiting and checking their grade for the recruit's deal breaker. If they can't meet a requirement, the battle is over before it starts. Or if they're close to not meeting a requirement, monitor it to see if you may win without doing anything. It's the only factor that completely trumps recruiting hours. Now you might be wondering, do better school grades give me an edge in recruiting battles? Not really. Better grades help a tiny bit, but not enough to win or lose a battle. As long as your grades are good enough to hard sell, you're fine. There's a hard sell calculator that shows when hard sell works best. Check the link in the video description for that resource as well. Third on the list are pipelines, visits, and coaching upgrades. These are all in the same category because they help a little during recruiting battles, but make a much bigger impact earlier in the recruiting process. Major pipeline gaps do matter. Tier 1 versus Tier 4 makes a big difference, but thinking your slight pipeline edge will beat their hour advantage is a mistake. Visit wins also give tiny boosts during the battle window. It's better than nothing, but not game-changing. So don't save all your visits for battles. The advantage isn't worth waiting all season. It's better to get that visit boost as soon as possible so you're not getting into a recruiting battle in the first place. As for coaching abilities, Elite Recruiter's Tier 3 ability gives bonus influence to recruits, Program Builder adds pipeline bonuses, and Strategist boosts visit effectiveness. These all give slight advantages during battles, but they're much more important for compounding early in the recruiting process. Here's the bottom line. All these things help you recruit better, but they won't automatically help you win a recruiting battle, especially against a team who has more hours than you. The smart move, use these bonuses early in the season, get your pipelines working, schedule effective visits, and upgrade your coaching abilities. Why does this matter? Because when you do all this early, you build such big leads that recruiting battles never happen. You avoid the whole problem. Remember, it's much easier to prevent battles than to win them. Dead last on the priority list are sway attempts. I tested this extensively. When sway worked, it barely moved the needle. When it failed, it actually hurt me. The battle window is too short for these small tactical moves to matter. Sway can work earlier in the season to better align your school grades with the recruit's deal breakers, but once you get into a recruiting battle, it's too late for Sway to make any sort of real impact. So that's the hierarchy. Hours matter most, lockouts can override everything, pipelines, visits, and certain coach builds provide small edges, but make much more of an impact before the battle. And Sway doesn't do much for winning a battle. Now that you know what exactly determines winners, here's how to use this knowledge to win more recruiting battles. Strategy number 1 is building massive hour advantages. Get Tier 4 Elite Recruiter. It's expensive and takes time, but those extra hours win battles. For faster boosts, pick a team with coordinators that have this coaching upgrade, or hire them in the offseason. Here's the math. Stacking Elite Recruiter Tier 4 on both your head coach and coordinator, that's 25 extra hours for a total of 75 hours per week. Having it just on your head coach gets you 15 extra hours. Single coordinator gives you 10 extra hours. Remember to check a full list of these coaches and coordinators in our Discord. It'll be in the resources section. As you're reviewing this list, you're obviously not going to hire Kirby Smart or Dabo as a coordinator in the offseason, but some of these guys are obtainable if they come up on the available coordinator list during the offseason. You can also use this list to scout when you're going head-to-head against Tier 4 Elite Recruiter coaches, so you know when you're at an hour disadvantage going into these battles. Strategy number 2 is avoiding battles entirely. The key is building such big leads early that no battle gets triggered. Remember, EA's system only triggers battles when recruitments are close. If you build overwhelming leads early, you skip the battle system entirely. Step 1. Fill your board right. Focus on prospects in your pipeline. Target recruits who already have you in their top 8. Build a board of 35 recruits based on your program level. Step 2. Go all in on 12 to 15 prospects you can actually get. Send the house to lock them up early. Don't waste hours on lost causes where you're 8th place behind powerhouse schools. Know when to walk away and use your hours elsewhere. Step 3. Once you get more hours, fill out your remaining board with 4 or 3-star players with no offers, even if they're not interested in you. Offer scholarships and send the house. Step 4. Get to hard sell as soon as possible. Once you reach your recruit's top 5, hard sell as soon as you can and schedule visits right away. And step 5. Rinse and repeat. Every week drop targets you can't get and add new no-offer prospects. This system builds such big early leads that battles rarely get triggered. If you end up in a battle anyway, here's your survival checklist. Step 1. Check their school grades immediately. Look for any possible lockouts. This is your only guaranteed win condition. Step 2. Compare recruiting hours. If they have way more hours than you, accept that you'll most likely lose. Use the coaching spreadsheet to scout these hours. Don't waste time on desperate tactics. Step 3. Continue your current recruiting approach. If you are gaining influence faster before the battle, keep doing exactly that. Don't change strategies mid-battle. Understanding why EA built this system helps you work with it instead of against it. In CFB 25, you could lose recruitments because your opponent happened to have a visit scheduled that exact week. Pure timing luck. Now, even if they trigger the battle with perfect timing, you still get a chance to out-recruit them. But you can only win if you already had better recruiting infrastructure. The battle reveals who built the better system all season long. Recruiting battles give the second-place team a chance to catch up. It's a catch-up mechanism, not a skill-based minigame. The real secret? Win battles before they start. Build such big early leads that battles never happen. That's it. No magic moves, no secret timing, just better recruiting all season long. If this saved you hours of frustration, hit subscribe. I'm always testing new CFB 26 strategies. Drop a comment and let me know your experience with recruiting battles. Am I missing anything? Comment and let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.